Today we're going to tackle one of those common problems that almost all RVers share, and that's that front pass-through storage problem. It's always cluttered. We're going to build 2 sliding tracks for bins to use the overhead area in our storage bins. It'll take about an hour per side, and it'll cost about $20 per side. Every time we take off on a big trip, the front storage is completely well organized and squared away, and by the time we get back, it's a complete train wreck of disorganization. The way we're going to approach this is to solve some problems. Number one, we're going to utilize the vertical space. Our storage is quite a good area, but we rarely get to use this area efficiently. Also, we're going to put this on a sliding track, like a sled, to get all of the plastic containers, all of our water hoses separate, but up off the bottom of the storage. Third, there's going to be no tops on these containers. So we're going to alleviate some of the problems that we always have with water hoses and the concerns that they might be getting mildewy by staying in a closed snap lid container with no airflow. That's today's video.
First off, we had 2 plastic containers from IKEA. They're the Samla. For the wood pieces, we used 1 8-foot stick of a 2x2, and we cut those down into 3-foot pieces. Then we also bought 1/2 inch by 2 inch by 3 feet project boards from Lowe's. Then we had a scrap piece of 1/4 inch plywood, but that's for the back of the drawer, but really anything could be used there. And then we also had about a 4-foot stick of a 2x4 that we cut up for some bracing. For tools, we used a carpenter pencil, some drywall screws, a couple of clamps, some wood glue or liquid nail. Then we also used some bolts, some 2.5 inch screws, and some 1.5 inch 4-count corner braces. In addition, we of course had the measuring tape, a drill, we did use a level, and a chop saw. Now we first used the chop saw to cut down the 2x2s to the same length as the 1/2 inch project boards, which was 3 feet. Then we marked on the project boards where the container would slide, so we leave that part kind of sitting out. Next, we added some glue to the project board, clamped the 2x2 to it, and screwed it down with 1 1/4 inch drywall screws. After a test fit, we added a scrap piece of 1/4 inch plywood to the back to prevent the containers from falling out when they're in storage. Then we added the same to the front temporarily just to keep it all together. That we're going to remove when it's ready to install.
The sheathing underneath the mattress is only 1/4 inch, and it's not very substantial really. So what we're going to do to compensate for this, when we drop our bolts down through the sheathing that's underneath the mattress, we're going to bolt it right through these 2x4s that we've laid right alongside the steel framing that's found in the storage. Now, when we take our rails that we previously built, we're going to attach them to the 2x4s, so basically the entire assembly should be very secure.
Now the system with the containers is about 16 inches wide, so we cut the 2x4s at 20 inches to allow us room to attach the bolts on either side. Troy then marked where he wanted to drill the pilot hole for the bolts, approximately 1 1/4 to 1.5 inches in. Then we drilled the hole so the bolt would slide through. After climbing in, he held up the 2x4 and drilled through to the area under the mattress inside the camper. We put some blue tape down to make sure we could find the hole later. Then we took one last measurement so we knew where to position the 2x4s on the rail system, which is step number 3. Now we temporarily attached the 2x4s with the bolts going up so they wouldn't be in our way. We elevated the mattress inside so the bolts wouldn't damage it. Then we held up the sliding rail system to the 2x4s and marked with a Sharpie where they fell on the 2x4s so we could keep them straight when we attached them. Now before, when I mentioned that we measured between the aluminum framing of the camper, that's for this distance. Then we took it all back down to secure the sliding rails to the 2x4s with the L brackets. Now once we had everything positioned, we attached the L brackets, again with 1 1/4 inch drywall screws, as Troy really likes those. And then, because the brackets pulled away from the 2x4 a little, we added 1 2.5 inch screw through the 2x4 and into the 2x2 to just secure it a little bit more. With everything attached, it was time to remove that front piece, do a test fit, and finish the install. Now this time we dropped the bolts and the washers in from the top under the mattress. We held up the rail system and fed it back through the pre-drilled holes in the 2x4 and then attached the nut. Now this is a bit of a two-person job, and we think we're going to add a second nut just to secure it a little bit better in the future.
One of the best things about this mod is the way we put it together. It's put together with bolts, nuts, and washers. If I ever need to take this assembly out or move it to do something else in the future, it'll be very easy to do. It was about 100 degrees today, so we're going to hold off on doing the other side of this camper until it cools off a little bit. But the best thing is, I believe on our next big trip, we're going to come back to town just as well organized as we took off.